You were destined to be the chosen one. Let that sink in. Okay. You were sent here to literally shift and challenge and bring to light certain things when it comes to domestication, so how you were raised, when it comes to religion, when it comes to marriage, when it comes to tradition. You were the ones that was asking certain questions of why things were done the way they were done, how were they done the way they were done, and why were they done so long, right? It's like you were the person that sparked the creative mindset when it comes to certain people. You give me muse energy. I definitely feel like when people are around you, they feel inspired. I also feel like you guys could have been or can be natural nurturers. But the interesting thing is, just like you were meant to break down that idealism in your family, you are also meant to internalize that self love into yourself. Because a lot of times when we're natural givers, we lack the balance, and sometimes we can be over givers, right? So you were also, by you healing yourself, you healed your bloodline. Okay, it's like you were the initiator. Okay, I definitely feel like when it comes to this Libra, and when it comes to this Saturn energy, I definitely feel like you experienced a lot of heartbreak, a lot of betrayal. I also feel like you were the one that kind of gotten tired of it, and it's like, listen, I cannot do this anymore. There has to be a better way. There has to be a different way. And through that is how you became, it's kind of almost like you bear the cross. You were the cross barrier, and you took charge of this healing journey. And I definitely feel like along the way you could have had maybe people talking about you in a bad way, but you also, they also could have been saying, man, Gula Geechee's collective, like there's something different about them, there's something different about your energy. And a lot of that could have been them coming to you and asking you about certain advice, or how you do certain things, or how you started your spiritual journey, or what made you come into, or what made you think about starting a spiritual journey. A lot of you guys could have been could have grew up in religious homes. Okay, religious background could have been something that was very significant and something that was very pertinent in your life growing up. With this 10 of wands, so with the 10 of wands, but it's in the planetary sign of Saturn, I definitely get this energy that you guys came in with a lot of fresh new ideas. It's kind of like some of you guys could have felt very foreign in your family. You could have felt a little ostracized. You could have felt like the black sheep or the underdog, but it was because you were meant to come in and bring in radical change. You were not, it's like you were a part of it, but you weren't in it. And it's because you were different, and you were meant to be different. And sometimes when we're different and there aren't a lot of people that are different like us in our family, it can make us feel by ourselves. So a lot of times you carry the weight of a lot of things and a lot of people. And I also feel like sometimes you didn't know who to turn to. So a lot of that maybe became internal. Like maybe you could have internalized certain things, okay? But you were the person that was supposed to, like, it's kind of giving me like old soul. It's like a lot of you guys have this wisdom, and it's like, damn, how do I have this wisdom, or how do I know about this shit? It's because that was a part of, it's like the more you started kind of like asking the questions of why, the more you started getting like spiritual downloads of this is why. Okay, so I definitely feel like you came in with a new way of doing things, a fresh way of doing things. It's like you were the breath of fresh air that your family and your bloodline needed. And also, even when you interact with other people, you bring in a new idea, a fresh idea, a different way of doing things. Okay, I definitely feel like it could have been a struggle for you to recognize your own light, because a lot of times it could have felt like you had the weight of the whole world. I definitely feel like you guys could have endured a lot, and you could have internalized a lot of stress. It's like, man, I also feel like some of you guys felt like you had to work very hard to become noticed, which also could have tied into you being a people pleaser, which also tied into the lack of boundaries that you had, because there was no self-love. Okay, it's like all of these rules was built on top, but there was no self-love. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like that load became really, really light. And maybe you also had to realize and recognize in your life the way that you had to shift things and do things differently. Like maybe you guys had this one routine that you were sticking to, but like let's say if you if you're getting dressed and you're like, okay, I'll leave in 5 minutes, and then 5 minutes pass and now we're at 15-20 minutes and you still haven't left. So I definitely feel like you guys could be giving yourselves extra grace, more time. It's like you're kind of pouring more into yourself because you cannot give to the world from an empty vessel or from an empty chalice. Okay. All right, so I definitely see like you are the truth seeker, okay? You are the truth seeker, and I definitely feel like a lot of people that didn't recognize who you were back then, it's like back then I didn't want me, now I'm hot, they all on me. That's how you are. Okay, you are the bee's knees at this point, and it's like you also went through your own your own alignment, your own ascension, your own death of the ego, as they say, but I say alignment with spirit. You went through your own work, and that's why you're able to teach people. And I also get this energy of like you are humble as fuck. You have this very humble energy about yourself. It's like people know that they can come to you and they won't be judged. A lot of you guys, it's like you have this aura about yourselves, and it's like, damn, how are they just like, they beautiful, they gorgeous, they handsome, and they are humble. So that makes you even more attractive, makes you even more like a people's champ. I definitely feel like people feel like they can literally come and talk to you about any and everything. Let me make sure I have covered everything I wanted to cover. Also, you also had to learn too that you had a lot of resources already within yourselves. You just had to tap into them. And now that you've become more resourceful, you're now more confident in the things that you want to create or that you want to manifest or that you want to pursue. It's like you're now believing that you literally have everything that it takes and everything that you need to do what it is that you want and have what it is that you desire, right? Okay, I definitely feel like if there were a lot of romantic connections, you learning the lessons when it comes to romantic connections, that if it's not reciprocal, we can't go anywhere. Okay, all of this people pleasing, all of this carrying the weight of the whole world on your back, you are no longer doing this. Okay, because it's like, listen, I have got to travel, and I can't do this with mama them on my back. I can't do that. All right. So it's not like I'm leaving you. And a lot of you guys could have felt kind of guilty. It's not that you're leaving these people, is that these people either they chose not to grow with you, which expired their season, or they just were not meant to go with you. But you can't carry everybody with you, because then you're going to be heavy. Bag lady, you gonna miss your bus. Dragging all those bags like that. I guess nobody ever told you. Okay, all you must hold on to is you. Oh, yes, they do. And then Erykah Badu says, so pack light. Okay, pack light, because you're going places, right? Also, you had to recognize the areas that you were overexerting yourselves, okay? When we learn new things, we have to do things a lot differently and ways that it benefits us, because you don't want to overexert yourself and now you're not able to do the things that it is that you need to do, okay? So that's also a part of discipline. It's also a part of self-love. So as always, y'all, please trust your intuition and know that I love you. Hit that thumbs up and love with likes. Bye.